guys, and welcome to another edition of Pro Wrestling Pulse. I'm fellow partners Robert and Ryan. I am J-Man on this edition of the Pulse. I'm going to give you guys our WWE Fastlane 2015 review. Just getting off the air on the WWE Network. As predicted, this was kind of appearing like a throwaway pay-per-view. There was a lot of stuff that was basically the start to WrestleMania. It was the basically kickoff to WrestleMania here. We had a lot of things really get started up here. Things that we are looking forward to see. Some things here and there, not so much. We'll get towards the end of this show tonight. But yeah, we definitely have a lot to run down here. Really quick pre-show. Nothing really too much here. They just had Miz TV with Paul Heyman. Basically, again, kind of just the Brock Lesnar representation on this show, really, because you didn't have Brock Lesnar on this show, the world champion. So you had Paul Heyman come out. Basically, they did a whole bunch of shit with Miz now, where he was sitting in the corner, and then they turned him in the corner, and just a bunch of stupid shit, continuing the Miz and Sandow shit that they've been doing as of late. Heyman really just saying he's not here tonight. Lesnar meaning he's not here tonight. And they asked questions, who would he rather prefer facing, either whether it be Reigns or whether it be Daniel Bryan. Really no indication. He's like, whatever, they'll take him out either way, no way.
Somebody order some pancakes?
I didn't.
Oh, that was me.
Okay, do me a favor, pass those down.
Really?
Thank you.
Got some silverware for you.
That's a lot of pancake.
Silverware.
It's kind of late for dinner, dude.
What's up?
So, again, Heyman coming out.
Some butter. Could you pass it down, please?
Fucking really?
The hell?
Thank you.
So nothing really much here. Didn't have the match to start off the pre-show. Just having the...
Some syrup. Could you pass that down, too?
Come on, guys. Like, fucking really?
Need anything, let me know.
Thank you, sir.
Fucking really? How many fucking pancakes do you have?
He's got the tip.
How many pancakes do you have there? 5?
I was supposed to have 6, but I don't. What? It's the worst service I've ever had in my life.
You should have tipped him.
You should have tipped him, Dick.
What the fuck was that?
Leave here.
Are we serious right now?
So, are we?
We can get this review done.
Is this? Are we doing Fastlane or what's up?
I mean, you're not on a lot of the videos. You come in, you know, we're like a utility player here. We get you on and now you're gonna sit here and eat fucking 5 pancakes?
6. There's one on the floor over there.
You can have this one.
No, I didn't say I wanted a pancake. I said you're sitting here eating pancakes. We're trying to do a fucking show here.
You want this one?
No, I'm good.
The last show we did had like fucking 1,200 views. People were waiting for this shit. It seems as though when we get the 3 of us on here, they're waiting, and now they're watching you fucking eat pancakes.
I'm sorry. I had a hankering.
For 5 pancakes?
6, but either way.
Okay, so you wanted another one. You wanted 6.
Yes. Now you could. I don't want it. It's been on the ground. You guys could have it.
Maybe the cat will eat it.
God damn it.
Probably should get syrup underneath. Because it soaks through, but sometimes you gotta like get.
Wow. Oh my god.
I tried my hardest.
You know who would like that? Mark Henry.
Apparently Ryan likes it.
Back to review. Let's
Ladies
do
and gentlemen, the only good thing that is coming out of this is that there is a hospital nearby that we could drive through. Drive through? Drive to?
Yeah, drive through.
Oh, God damn it.
Air flight him. We need to.
I guess we'll get back to the review. Again, nothing really much here of the pre-show. Just had a segment with Paul Heyman saying that the champion Brock Lesnar is not there this evening.
Big surprise.
God damn it. First match up. We had the 6-man tag match between the Authority, Seth Rollins, Kane, and Big Show. WWE's MVP, Seth Rollins. Let me repeat that too. No matter the dick size. Going up against...
How would you know?
I don't know, Ryan. How would you know?
I look.
Going up against
Who's surprised about that?
Dolph Ziggler, Eric Rowan, and Ryback.
I mean, the idea behind it, the Authority versus the 3 guys from Team Cena from Survivor Series who got fired over everything, got rehired. You know, overall, it was actually not too bad of a match. Obviously, you need Dolph Ziggler, you need a Seth Rollins on a card like this, kind of build to the Mania. Hoping, you know, these guys will do something really good at Mania. I mean, just Eric Rowan and Ryback. I don't know who's dressing Ryback these days, but they need to either fire him and start over or do something different because...
He looked like a rock that was dressed up like a lizard.
Good analogy, good analogy. Yeah,
Good agnology?
Yes, whatever. It's Ryback. Who cares?
Like a Ninja Turtle villain.
Oh, I'm glad you could take a breath over there. Thanks for that.
You know, Team
I do
Authority, Big Show, Kane, and Seth Rollins getting the win. Big Show basically knocking out Dolph Ziggler. You know, and of course, right after the match, we had a little beat down by Team Authority, and we had a return. Would you like to start with that?
Yes, we had one Randall Orton return. Been waiting for this return for quite some time. Obviously, there's a lot of talk of what would he be doing coming back into the WWE. He's been working a lot of house shows lately, and there's a lot of talk of him and Seth Rollins possibly having a matchup at WrestleMania.
Look forward to that.
Yeah, we talked about that in the topics video a couple of videos ago. Can't wait for that. I think that's a definite possible show stealer. Putting on the WrestleMania card and a good utilization of both of them, and hopefully getting Randy Orton on that face track that was looking great right before he departed, right before Survivor Series, which was we were waiting for that fresh Randy Orton, kind of turn there and everything he was doing. So hopefully we'll continue that trend and pretty solid return here, kind of like a little predictable. The crowd is chanting and everything, but it's still nonetheless great to have Randy Orton back. And I believe you did say the Authority got the win in that match?
Yes, the Authority got the win.
Definitely a big thing coming out of that, Randy Orton's return. Can't wait to see what, the setup obviously was definitely looking like towards Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins was still looking behind him even though Randy Orton was still in the ring. He didn't care. He was at the airport still looking behind him and scared of vipers. Thought it was going to be in a suitcase. Some shit. Next matchup, we had the Brothers Dust, Gold Dust, going up against Stardust.
This was a wrestling match. It started off kind of good, and then they were like, I don't know, doing this weird they were kind of doing all the same moves against each other.
They are brothers.
And then it kind of abruptly ended. It just was just like a roll-up win.
I literally can't remember. To be
Yeah,
honest.
it
The
was.
only thing I remember out of this was the promo afterwards.
Well, and the crowd was chanting Cody, and it was making Stardust was like, I'm not him, just kind of freaking out about it.
Yeah, the match itself was okay. I wasn't expecting something super great out of it, obviously. But they did this great promo backstage with Dusty and Goldust afterwards where he's like, I'm not Cody because you killed Cody and all this stuff and dashing and the member of Legacy and I used to be this and that and blah, blah, blah. And now I'm the shell of my former self and I'm working with this old broke down man and blah, blah, blah. I'm Cody's dead and blah, 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 all this stuff. And it was probably one of the best promos that I feel like he's ever done.
Yeah, good one for Cody's best.
It was really good. I don't know what direction they go from here. Cody Rhodes is an ever-evolving Japanese Power Ranger. I don't know what exactly it is he's trying to do, but he's evolving into Cody Stardust. Like he's doing when Hurricane became Hurricane Helms, where he's like both. It's like a weird thing going on. But the match itself was okay. It wasn't anything special. Here's to hoping that they don't have a match at WrestleMania.
Or if they do, they strip the characters and it's just Cody Rhodes versus Dustin Rhodes.
But Dusty is the referee.
I don't know. To me, I would want to see that. I think that's if they set it up the right way, I think it could be pulled off really good. But promo afterwards is definitely the only thing notable from this matchup. Next matchup, we had the WWE Tag Titles Line 1 champions. The Usos went up against Cesaro and Tyson Kidd, calling themselves the Brass Ring Club. I like that name. They should stick with it. And the Brass Ring Club actually getting the win in this matchup and becoming new tag team champions. Solid work here. Definitely was looking forward to this one, and I thought it was pretty good. You okay? It's break time a little bit? Or more syrup, possibly?
Might bow out.
Bowing out?
Maybe
You made it halfway through. That's solid.
Might have to bow out.
That's at least 3 pancakes you ate, so that's good.
It's not good enough. You gotta eat them all.
You ordered them, motherfucker. You better eat them.
I'll probably finish it.
Okay, good.
Gotta
So
wait to
some
go to
solid
the
work
videos to
here.
get time.
Nothing really special by any means, but pretty good tag matchup here. The finish really coming out of nowhere. Tyson Kidd hitting, I don't know which Uso with his finish, the little spinning neck breaker thingy, and getting the pin here, and the Brass Ring Club becoming new tag team champions. I think it's a good thing. We talked about it. Me and Eric talked about, or Quad talked about it in the preview, about how sometimes they push newer tag teams, whether they form or they kind of just come together. They push them to a spot, and either they fall to obscurity and don't really do anything, or they push them to that spot and they take it, and they either come champions, this or that, and get a further push. This is definitely what they're doing here. I think it's a good move. Cesaro and Tyson Kidd, you throw them out there in any situation. As far as in-ring performers, they're definitely going to deliver. And I think they have a chip on their shoulder when it comes to not being utilized to what we believe they should be utilized to, which is definitely great in-ring performers and people that should be focused on, especially on this roster. So some good work here. Don't really know what the future holds. Like we were saying, hopefully we can get some ladder type interaction involved here at WrestleMania with either of these two
TLC 3?
teams. I think it'd be a little bit more than 3.
Well,
A
I
couple
mean,
more TLCs.
yeah. So.
Yeah. But hopefully we get maybe some more teams thrown in there, possibly, I almost said the vaudevillains.
Ascension.
The Ascension. Maybe the Lucha Dragons coming up, primetime players. Ho-ho. 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 You didn't do it.
I don't remember the song, but I liked it when it came out.
Making moves, making $1 million moves, making moves,
Was
making
that it?
moves, making. Now everybody. That's the song, dude. You don't. That's PTPs. Those are all boys, man.
I don't remember the song.
God, just probably because you're
Just eat your pancakes.
your mental capacity and your fucking memory is filled with fucking pancakes, butter, and syrup right now.
Don't forget the spaghetti we had earlier, too. Spaghetti was good, too.
Cesaro and Tyson Kidd, your new tag team champions. Good work here.
Brass Ring Club.
Brass Ring Club. Hopefully we will continue to see more between these two. Could be some good stuff going in the future and going towards WrestleMania. Next up, we had the anticipated anticipated face-to-face interaction with Triple H and Sting here. Having Triple H come out in ready-to-go type Triple H gear with the fucking the
Jeans, new
the
shirt,
fucking leather
leather
jacket.
jacket.
That's what I was trying to say.
bottle of water.
Yeah, so we're ready for
yeah.
definitely interaction type stuff with Triple H here. Calling out Sting, mentioning the promo that he had with Ric Flair on Raw, and having Sting come out, didn't say a word. They had him kind of have this interaction where Triple H is like, you have the DVDs coming out with action figures and T-shirts, and you'll be more, popular and this and that. Then,
Hall of Fame.
Then we'll put you in the Hall of Fame, and you'll be bigger than you've ever been in the year 2015 than any other year in your entire career. And he's like, or you can do it the hard way, and I could get you the hell out of my company, or this and that. And had the little back down thing with the sledgehammer, and then bringing the bat in, and obviously pretty predictable spot with Sting pointing the bat at the WrestleMania sign, and later in the night getting confirmation that it will be Triple H and Sting at WrestleMania. Obviously predictable here. The setup has been happening since Survivor Series, and they're going through with it, and we're going to get it at WrestleMania. Some people could be doubting this matchup. I don't think the quality will be anything outstanding by any means or anything great, but I think that if you put him in there with the Triple H, I think he's a guy that obviously we all wanted to see a Sting and Undertaker. It's the dream match of dream matches that has not ever happened, and it's what we've all wanted to see. Ever since me and Ryan were kids, Robert started watching wrestling. That's always a match that was always looked at as a focus point. As these guys are the equivalent on both of their rosters and both of their companies, and it'd be something great to see. Not getting that. You're getting a Triple H who is obviously towards the tail end of his career, not working many matches. He's pretty much used as an Undertaker type role. Few appearances as far as in-ring goes throughout the year, but when he goes in there, it's stellar work, and nobody can really deny that. Over the past couple of years, it's just been really, really good stuff. Now, obviously, when you go in there with a Daniel Bryan and an Undertaker and this and that, and a couple of matches he had with Brock Lesnar, which some of them were bad and some of them were okay, but I think he's a guy that you could get in there and he can pull it out of him. Getting in there with an Undertaker and a Sting in 2015 could get a little scary. But to me, I think Triple H can make something out of this, and that's pretty much the only person that will make it anything out of this, because I think Sting is going to be there. Hopefully he'll be in good shape. He will be T-shirtless, but he better not be wearing a fucking T-shirt in a main event type or bigger type WrestleMania match, his first ever WrestleMania appearance. So some people may be not looking forward to this. To me, I'm not really looking forward to it, but I think it could be something that could show up towards WrestleMania, and I think it could be something that will be a good lasting memory for Sting's send-off and for a final Sting. That we finally get to see a Sting appearance out of WrestleMania and a matchup for a send-off towards his, for the rest of his career, and something that we could remember. Like, he had his WrestleMania moment, he had his matchup, had it with Triple H, one of the biggest stars in WWE's history, and it was something that was worth mentioning on the card. So looking forward to seeing what goes on in the future, and then their definite matchup that we're going to be seeing at WrestleMania 31.
As a Sting fan for 20 years, watching all the WCW stuff, all the TNA stuff, Sting got watered down in TNA. I like what they're doing with this.
Sting got drowned in TNA.
Just a little here, Survivor Series, and a couple little nets of him here, and him not talking, just the black bat, just the stare down with Tripp, and pointing the bat at the WrestleMania sign. The match is not going to be anything special, but you know what? For 10, 12 minutes, I think Tripp can carry Sting in a match, and Sting still has the ability. You just got to pull it out of him. As long as he's in shape, and like J-Man said, take his shirt off, actually play the part like he used to back in the day, I think it'll be a good match. I think it's his WrestleMania moment, his debut match in the WWE at WrestleMania.
And also to mention, being in California, obviously where Sting's career started, I'm sure they'll definitely tie
California.
that in. Definitely tie that in too.
And a year later, after him, he debuted with the Warrior when he debuted in wrestling. So a year after the Warrior going in the Hall of Fame and the Warrior being at WrestleMania, here's Sting at WrestleMania. It's like his careers came full circle, back to California, and now he's in WWE, his debut match with them. I think the match will be decent. I'm looking forward to it just to see Sting in the WWE match against Triple H. So I'm pretty happy that Sting's finally in WWE.
Yeah,
You gonna finish your pancakes?
You didn't finish your fucking pancakes, guy.
Dude, I can't even speak barely. So this segment was delicious, just like those pancakes. But they pretty much said mostly everything that I would say too. I feel like this isn't the match that a lot of fans want to see, but it's the best thing that they're going to get.
Yeah.
Obviously you don't have a guy that it makes any sense for him to face other than The Undertaker. It'd be him or Triple H. That's it. There's literally nobody else that they have on their roster that it would make any sense to have a match with Sting.
Big Show, because it ties in NWO, but
really,
I think it's cool in the aspect of it being a WCW guy through and through, and a WWE guy,
and that's definitely what they were getting over. They were definitely getting over the hey, you were the WCW guy, I was the WWE guy, I'm still here. Type thing. So they definitely got that over.
So I think that's an interesting dichotomy with the story, but I guess they're just going to continue to have Sting not say anything and just point at things.
Oh, that's great.
Which is fine. Which is fine. That's how he does things. But I feel like this could be okay, and it could be a fun little match, and I think the crowd will probably be into it just because it's Sting and it's the only match they'll probably ever have in WWE. So.
Yeah. Yep, so obviously they set up a Triple H and Sting there in that face-to-face interaction. Next up, we had the Divas Title Line Win champion Nikki Bella went up against Paige.
As good as Paige is, unfortunately she's going to wrestle Nikki Bella. Nikki Bella has gotten better since she's been champion, but she's still not to the level of Paige and some of the divas that's in NXT, which hopefully we'll be seeing soon. Short, sweet, to the point. Nikki got the win. I don't even remember how she got it. It's kind of a roll-up.
Yeah, it was she hit her into the turnbuckle. It was some bullshit type shit. She went in the turnbuckle.
It was kind of a stupid...
We have to mention the turnbuckle cam.
The only time it was used was in the women's
No, they had it in the main event.
Yeah.
They showed it in the main event in a replay, but it was like...
So, it was just it was there. It was the Divas match. Hopefully, going forward with Paige and, Charlotte. And who's the other one in the NXT?
Sasha Banks. It's the boss diva, bitch.
Hopefully, we'll get to, Divas division back to where it used to be when you had Trish and Mickey and Lita and all them.
Yeah, the performers down in NXT. Holy shit.
But Nikki got to retain the title here.
Yeah, unfortunate. Paige not getting the championship there. Next match up, with the Intercontinental title on line when champion Bad News Barrett went up against the Gene-wearing Dean Ambrose.
Gene Ambrose.
Unfortunate Gene Ambrose. The unfortunate Gene Ambrose.
Yeah. This kind of just felt like a Raw match. I kind of didn't get anything out of this. I felt like it doesn't really, they're setting up a feud with this, but it just doesn't really seem like it's like a full setup feud. Like it's just like it's kind of just there,
Half-assed.
kind of half-assed.
Yeah.
And it's not like they're going full tilt. Like Dean Ambrose will cut promos for days and just do whatever. But if they're going to continue this and bring it into WrestleMania, I don't know. I feel like they got to put forth a better storyline.
Especially with the IC title on the line.
Right. With the IC title on the line, that's something that's always been a big staple with the WrestleMania show, obviously. So, but the match just kind of felt whatever. Like it was a DQ finish. The one thing that came out of this was Dean Ambrose got DQ'd at the end, and then he just took the IC title and left. And Wade Barrett's like, he took my title. He took my bloody title. I don't know what was that, pirate or Australian?
That was pretty bad.
Combination.
It doesn't matter. Either way.
It's
we also have to mention, because you mentioned it, we also have to mention that Kristen thought Sting looked like the pirate tonight.
Sting looked like a pirate.
Thought he looked like the vigilante pirate Sting.
Vigilante pirate.
There you go, Kristen.
It's a gimmick. Gimmick infringement.
That's not gimmick infringement. Who is he infringing? Paul Burchill?
Pirates everywhere.
Virtual.
Johnny Depp?
The scorpion spider.
Wow.
God damn it. You know who also likes pancakes? Pigeons.
No.
Inside
it's
joke.
just like bread.
Inside
Oh
joke.
shit, I thought they liked pancakes too.
Well, it is
I
kind
bet a pigeon would go to town on a fucking pancake, dude.
That's real life.
Fuck you. Fuck
That
you.
was a cavalcade of inside
Real
jokes all in a row.
Cavalcade. You stole fucking, what the fuck was the word you just said? Dichotomy. That's my word, motherfucker. Cavalcade.
I thought your word was no. What was your
Real
word?
life bastards.
No, I can't think of your word. You have a word that you use a lot, and I can't think of it.
The whole English dictionary. English dictionary? Encyclopedia, bitch.
I don't know. It's a word you use a lot, but I can't.
All I
Either
know
way, it's real life.
All I know, fuck you. All I know is pigeons who go to town on some pancakes. That's all I gotta fucking say.
They like bread.
Bad News Barrett via the DQ. Still your Intercontinental Champion. Obvious setup towards WrestleMania there with that one. Holy shit. Next up, we were all
Segment
upstairs digesting, going to the bathroom after eating dinner. Again, as Roberto mentioned, we had spaghetti tonight.
Just so you guys know, we had spaghetti
and pancakes.
pancakes.
What did we have last time that was really random? Wasn't it like French fries and
No, it was hot dogs.
hot dogs and that
General Tso-
Chinese chicken? Yeah.
General style
We
chicken
keep it
orders.
randy up in here.
BJJ cooking.
Ugh. Yeah, so we're all digesting, getting done with dinner, and Ryan and Kristen were down here, the only ones down here out of the fucking 7 people that were over tonight. And we hear nothing really to indicate what is going on, except for Kristen. We couldn't hear because we were all yelling upstairs.
I heard Druid 4 times.
Druid 4 times. Like, Stone Cold, Druid. Yeah, and obviously we had the Druid set up. Obviously looking like, an Undertaker, typical Undertaker type entrance. We were all fucking glued to the screen, seeing if the Undertaker possibly come out. A lot of word lately. Health he's been in, this and that. If he would end up showing up and it would end up competing at WrestleMania, we got fucking confirmation of that tonight.
And who was the first one to say who was in the casket?
I don't remember, but I know
Me.
a lot of people. We had mixed up people. He was like, well, is Undertaker going to be there? Is,
Could it be
obviously
JTG?
bringing- Yeah, could it be Alex Riley? New gimmick. Who fucking knows? Mention of that. Another inside joke. They're all tonight. Had the casket come out. Obviously, there's a lot of, is it going to be Taker? Is it going to be Wyatt? Because Wyatt's promos lately obviously been leaning towards Undertaker. And it was Bray Wyatt cutting yet another fucking
my
outstanding
God.
promo. And the entire build up to this, obviously, it's been set up to either you can go with it or we're going to go a different route because maybe he's talking about somebody else, isn't that? Obviously, they were sounding like an Undertaker build-up. And the way he's been delivering them, he's almost been talking about like a folklore or a legend or something that's not even fucking real, like a mythical type thing. And he continued that tonight and finally put the name on it, which is obviously the Undertaker, and saying that he's in a world, he's in a purgatory, and he's in the libido kind of stage of his life between your life and mine, and it's time for him to come home. And the storytelling alone that is going to go down for the next 5 weeks is going to be fucking brilliant. And I cannot wait for this because it is obviously the build. There's always one match that's the build. Usually it's a lot of Undertaker matches. This is the build going into WrestleMania with what they're going to be doing over the next 5 weeks. I cannot wait. Who knows when we'll get The Undertaker to finally come out, or even if we'll get The Undertaker. I doubt we'll even get him. We could just have Bray Wyatt build this alone with going into WrestleMania and saying, all the things about The Undertaker, and finally get the appearance of The Undertaker at WrestleMania. I could definitely see that. I think it would make it feel a little bit bigger. And Bray Wyatt can continue to go out there, cut those folklore, legend, mythical creature fucking like he's talking about with The Undertaker type promos going into WrestleMania. And it'll be outstanding, and nobody else will think anything else. Like, no, you shouldn't be. You should have The Undertaker out there, this and that. Like, I have no problem with that. Continue that, because this is on track to bring Bray Wyatt up to the stage and up to the level of where his character should be, and to the next mythical type superstar in WWE, where The Undertaker has been for years and years, and there's been seemingly no one that can step up to that level. There's never going to be another Undertaker, but there can be a new version of that mythical type feel and that supernatural and very mystique type feel that you get with an Undertaker, and the new age version of that is Bray Wyatt. And that's what we're going to continue here for the next 5 weeks and into the WrestleMania matchup that it looks like it's going to be with Bray Wyatt and The Undertaker. Obviously, we'll have a lot more to say about that in the weeks to come, but early diagnostics and early fucking thoughts on it. Can't fucking wait. Can't wait for this build and to see what Bray Wyatt and his brilliance will continue over the next 5 weeks.
Just the storytelling that Bray Wyatt's done, even his whole time in WWE, from Hell in a Cell, returning against Ambrose, no one disrespects The Undertaker by coming out with his music, his druids, a casket, and then coming out of the casket and being Bray Wyatt. No one does that but Bray Wyatt.
Shawn Michaels did it. Lead into 98 Royal Rumble.
Okay, so we're comparing Shawn and Bray
just
Wyatt.
fucking-
No, I know what you're saying, but still, I mean, this is a better build than some of the Shawn Taker stuff at Mania. Shawn never did this kind of thing for a Mania build. I mean, just a story. You don't need Taker to be there till Mania.
Well, you've never had a guy come in and equal the
Persona?
the character.
Oh, yeah.
There's always been people like, The Undertaker's over here, I don't want to be by him because I'm too fucking scared, or this, that. It's always the angle that somebody play, or like, I'm gonna blah blah blah, and then they turn and they fiddle to dust. When it comes to WrestleMania, this is like, I'm on the same side as you, and you're not even to where I'm at yet, type thing.
I mean, The Undertaker had the urn, Bray Wyatt's got the lantern. I mean, it's just this.
Yeah.
It's just such a easy transition for the next generation to
Yeah.
Bray Wyatt, and just having him call out Taker, not even saying his name all this time until tonight.
Yeah.
And just, I was glued to it. I'm, marking out like everybody else was. I'm like, oh my God, it's Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt's in that casket. And we're just joking around. I was like, no, so, it's Taker. And it's like, it wasn't Taker. It's like, you don't need Taker to show up until Mania and just let Bray Wyatt tell the story till then and let that match just tell it for us.
Yep.
Win or lose, Bray Wyatt went from here to here.
Yeah, this is something that was in the works and they were talking about for a while and didn't know if it was going to happen. A lot of talk about Undertaker being not in the greatest shape and what happened last year and is he done? Is it what's going to happen? What are we going to do? Yeah, I mean, I think this segment was good. I think that they did it right, and we were talking about how Undertaker had that mystique character about him where he didn't have to really cut promos or have to say much to anybody. He would just say 5 words and that would be it, and it'd be ominous. Bray Wyatt's kind of the opposite. He kind of twists his words around and says things, and it's almost their characters are paralleled, but they're at the same time they're different. And saying it for a while, hey, this Bray Wyatt fella, he's the next Undertaker.
Something special.
Yeah, he's going to be that guy that's, this could be it. People are like, well, it was going to be it after Lesnar beat him. Well, he's going to have him come back and, put over this guy, and who's going to, WWE has complete faith in that they want to make him their next guy like that. So, this segment was good. I thought they did a good job with it, and continue doing it. And like I said, even if they just have Bray Wyatt cut promos and do everything himself, I feel like that that'll work. I wouldn't be surprised if they do the go home WrestleMania if they have Undertaker come out or something, or maybe they just keep it a mystique about him.
Well, one thing, I think this really parallels the situation that happened at WrestleMania 20 when you had the end of 2003. You had that Buried Alive match with Taker and Vince,
Mhm.
where Taker was still kind of the American badass. He wasn't like that type gimmick. And you didn't have anything with the Kane and Taker build of any indication of The Undertaker even being there until WrestleMania 20.
Oh, dude, what if he comes out and he's like dressed like a transvestite?
That might be it.
What if he's like completely transformed into a woman?
What if he just comes out and just me, Mark Callis? Just back to his old gimmick, dude.
It's real life.
That is real.
What if he just came out as just
What if he didn't come out at all? And Bray
swag,
Wyatt's standing in the
YOLO
ring?
swag ass?
What if Taker doesn't? hold on.
Undertaker and he's on a razor scooter.
What if
He
he
just
doesn't
comes out
even,
and eat pancakes and doesn't
what if,
wrestle.
what if he doesn't even come back at all, and Bray Wyatt stands in the ring, gets a 10 count, and wins the match by?
That's
pinfall?
interesting.
That would be terrible.
It would be terrible, but it is interesting.
No, but I really don't see. I think they go the same route that they did at WrestleMania 20 with the build to Taker and Kane. I
kind
don't
of keep him out of the.
I think they keep the mystique there and they keep the interest of like, goddamn, is he even going to be there type thing? Because you maybe not even have an interaction and you keep having Bray Wyatt call him out and be like, come on, blah blah
Answer
blah.
me,
blah.
finally
And you
answer me,
Finally
yeah.
do that. I think they could definitely see that.
I like that idea of not setting up a match for them, where it's will the match setup is will Undertaker accept Bray Wyatt's challenge, and Bray Wyatt's just in the ring waiting for the Undertaker
Yeah.
because they haven't really done a match like that.
Well, that's what I
For the
think,
Undertaker.
and I think they keep that same that character of the Reaper for Bray Wyatt. I mean, and really, he's like coming, like, come on, let's go, it's your time, like, let's go, type thing. So he's not fearless, he's not playing it, he's just like, I am already here, come meet me, like, let's go, like, it's just very natural for his character to be doing this feud and be involved in this. It's a dream type situation for a new age guy, and with the biggest character that the WWE's ever seen in The Undertaker. So definitely can't wait for this build to see what Bray Wyatt continues to go out there and just,
Can he get better, Bray Wyatt?
I
His
don't know.
promos?
I don't know. To me, it's just masterful. It's fucking outstanding. His character is just to the nth degree outstanding. So can't wait to see what this build does into a looking like possible matchup with The Undertaker at WrestleMania 31. Next up, we had the United States Championship on the line when champion Rusev went up against John Cena. As they mentioned, and as we mentioned in the preview, it's John Cena's first United States Championship match since WrestleMania 20, where he was challenging for the United States Championship, I should say, since WrestleMania 20, which was in 2004, ladies and gentlemen, so that's over 10 years. So obviously this whole thing was just completely out of the norm for a John Cena matchup. As far as the matchup went, nothing real special here. It was a lot of Rusev really taking over. John Cena had his moments here and there, and the extremely predictable finish with Lana coming in, distracting the ref, the low blow to Cena, putting him in the accolade. Not having Cena tap, not having Cena do anything, he just passes out. Haven't seen a drunk sell it, like he got through the fucking floodlight like he did with Big Show at Backlash 09. Knowledge for you. So I mean, it is what it is here. Very predictable finish here, very predictable outcome, and an obvious setup to another Rusev John Cena match and another
yippee!
mid-card underutilization. I want to say underutilization, but not very focused utilization of John Cena at WrestleMania, which to me, as we talked about, I think in the Talks video preview, one of the two, putting John Cena lower on the card or mid-card at this WrestleMania is all a continuing self-serving fucking Roman Reigns to make him look like the next number one guy, to get the number one guy out of the focus point and make you think like, oh god, this is the fucking guy now, he's in the main event, blah 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 blah, to get your focus off John Cena, who is the number one guy, obviously, when it comes to the WWE poster boy. So nothing real special here. Obvious, predictable finish. Rusev still the champion, still undefeated, but the screwy fucking finish to where you don't really get anything out here in the setup, again, which we saw a lot of tonight, going into WrestleMania 31 with another possible Rusev and John Cena matchup there. Next matchup, we had the number one contenders match for the WWE World Championship match at WrestleMania 31 against Brock Lesnar. We had Daniel Bryan going up against Roman Reigns. Obviously, I've said it a million times, the finish that we saw at the Royal Rumble, everybody's like, nah, fuck that. I don't want to see that shit. Same as what we saw last year with Batista. They go back. We have, by far. We go back and we have, you know what? We're going to put him in the ring with Bryan, and the winner of this match goes on to WrestleMania 31 to face Brock Lesnar. Very reminiscent of what we saw in 2006's No Way Out with Randy Orton and Rey Mysterio. Man, I'm busting the knowledge bomb tonight, gentlemen. Shit. Where the championship opportunity was on the line. Funny thing there is both men went on to be in a triple threat matchup. Kurt Angle, Randy Orton, and Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania 22.
And weren't you there?
I was there. That was in Chicago. Fun show. Yeah, so this was just Daniel Bryan coming out and just turning shit into gold. I mean, you want to make somebody look good, put Daniel Bryan in the ring with them, and yeah, he's going to make him make him look good. That's definitely what happened here. It's just you fed him and you fucking babied him and you put the fucking tricycles on the son of a bitch. Did I say that wrong again? The what the fuck are the things you
Training
put on?
wheels.
Training wheels. I said tricycles the last fucking episode. Fuck. The training wheels. Back on Roman Reigns, put the diaper on him, and fucking put him all the way back up in that spot with The Rock, and having him be this super big star coming out and endorsing Roman Reigns as the winner of the Royal Rumble going on to WrestleMania. And now you put him in put him in a match with one of the best workers in history, and make him try and look good when it comes to wrestling ability. No, that's all Daniel Bryan, ladies and gentlemen. That's what made that match look good, because Daniel Bryan, again, can turn shit into fucking gold. Just like what you've seen, Daniel Bryan cut from the same thread as the Shawn Michaels, the fucking AJ Styles, the CM Punk. Everybody could go in there and, make shit look good. And that's exactly what you did here. Daniel Bryan, we just found it very funny. He's almost sitting there laughing, like while he's doing a lot of the shit he's in there. He's like, "Oh God, I'm gonna make this motherfucker work tonight. This is awesome." Just a lot of little, just funny spots for us, because it's just like it's so predictable what they're going out there and doing. It's been predictable with everything that he's done, because nothing he can go out there and prove and can earn himself. It's all everything force fed and handed to him. That's the only way it's gonna happen, and that's what's gonna happen at WrestleMania. Everything's fucking handed to him. He doesn't earn anything. And he, in our eyes, in my eyes, doesn't deserve it, because it's just, you better fucking earn that spot, because that's a big ass fucking spot, and it's just being force fed, and that's pretty much the fucking truth. But match, again, pretty good, because Daniel Bryan made it good. Yeah, I mean, that's really what you get here. You had the fucking predictable spot finish where Daniel Bryan was going to go for that Busaikuni, and turn it into the spear and the 1-2-3, and then the little thing at the end where you better go kick his ass again. Another endorsement. You got the endorsement from the big star, and you got the endorsement from the great worker. It's just fucking whatever. So we're going on to have Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 31. Yawn, don't give a two flying fucks. Again, what Ryan and everybody was talking about, and Ryan definitely mentioned, was the crowd reaction that we're going to get with that match is going to be enjoyable to watch, because I think we're all on board with the fact that it's going to be totally flipped on what the reactions, what WWE wants them to be, and what the fans are going to give you, because it's not going to be what the WWE wants it to be. That's for damn sure. It's going to be laughable in my eyes, and it's going to be, again, another unearned, handed to them, force-fed fucking, here you go. You could take the wheels, and, there you go, buddy. Whatever. It's just pretty pitiful in my eyes. But Daniel Bryan pulling one out of Roman Reigns here, and Roman Reigns moving on to WrestleMania 31 against Brock Lesnar.
G-Man touched on Shawn Michaels and comparing Daniel Bryan to him. Shawn Michaels actually trained Daniel Bryan. That's why Daniel Bryan is good. Partially. I said the best in the world versus the worst in the world. Daniel Bryan being the best in the world. When you're as good as Daniel Bryan, you can go out there and wrestle a piece of shit like Roman Reigns and pull something out of it. It really actually wasn't a very bad match because of Daniel Bryan. When you have two moves like Roman Reigns, it's like, what the fuck, He
did pull out the ballplex. Almost forgot it. He pulled out the ballplex.
Yes, several ballplexes, like 3 in a row.
I think Candice LeRae pulls it off better.
Yeah, I mean, Roman Reigns is being shoved down our throats for what reason? I don't know.
He's pretty.
They want a star. They want him
because he's related to The Rock. Because all fucking Samoans are related. I guess
that's kind of racist.
No, because it's true though.
WWE. Can you name one WWE person that's not related that's Samoan?
Rikishi.
Rikishi's related to the Usos, who's probably related to Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Oh, never.
They're all cousins.
I thought he was dead.
Yeah. By the way, may we also mention the discussion that we had here.
Rikishi's
Ryan
dead.
comes in, he goes,
no,
so who's been announced for the Hall of Fame so far? I'm like, well, you had Savage, then you had Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Rikishi. And I was thinking, man, I don't really know if he's really deserving going to the Hall of Fame. He's like, oh man, I wonder how he's going to get inducted since he's dead.
That really happened.
And I'm like,
yeah, true story. Real life.
He ain't dead, guy. Rikishi's pretty alive.
Umaga's dead.
He is still stink facing whatever he wants to do. Whatever the fuck Rikishi is still doing. He's alive.
I just
He even went to check. He's like, fuck no, that motherfucker's dead. Like, no, dude, he's
Got my
alive. He
phone.
was on Raw like a fucking year ago. I guess he could die in the year span, but he was on Raw recently, and I know he's fucking alive, and he is alive. So, good one on Ryan's part there.
Whatever.
So yeah, unfortunately, Daniel Bryan got the loss here. Roman Reigns is just that main event's gonna be horrendous. I'm looking forward to Sting Trip and Bray Wyatt and Undertaker, and possibly a Daniel Bryan Dolph Ziggler, not the main event.
Yeah.
Randy and Rollins.
Randy
Yeah.
Rollins, oh yeah.
It's a good one here. My boy Roman Reigns pulled it out. He got the win in this
Finish your
one.
pancakes.
God,
No.
he was looking real. He's hot.
He was
as hell.
gassed.
He's
He was
hot. He was
hot and over.
He's hot and over.
He's hot over.
God.
Uh,
We'll get to that funny shit later. Go ahead and talk about the match.
So yeah, the match was good. Like you said, complete carry by Daniel Bryan. You know, made him work, and you know, they did a bunch of spots, and legitimately he does 5 or 6 moves. Like I
That was
can't.
2 or 3.
He added the ballplex to the repertoire.
He did,
Oh, yeah.
and he did 3 in a row, which
He did.
is a sign of a wrestler. He
Yeah.
did 3 suplexes in a row.
No, 3 ball plexes.
especially those
It wasn't
suplexes.
suplex.
Yeah, they were outrageous.
Suplexes of the
looking.
greats right there.
Yeah, it was real cute. But yeah, this was good. Like I said, because Daniel Bryan did it, and to touch on what J-Man said, obviously is I honestly can't think of a wrestler that's since I've been watching that's literally been like force fed, pushed down my throat for them, like they want us to like believe in him. Like his slogan is "Believe that," and his whole thing is he's all about just this. I don't even know what does he even have a gimmick? What is his gimmick? He doesn't have nothing. He's just a random dude.
He's
No,
living.
he's
Living
the
off
Shield.
He's living off his reputation as the Shield.
He's
still
still
has
the
the
Shield.
same gear. Still has the same.
Like
song.
you said,
Entrance.
he had The Rock try to give him star power. They'd made him try to give Daniel Bryan, make him seem like he could work, and I honestly don't even feel like John Cena was
And now
force
Paul
fed
Heyman's
like
going to
that.
go try and see if he could talk.
Right. And you know, it's funny because at least John Cena could cut promos. John Cena wasn't the greatest worker.
And
in
John
the
Cena
beginning.
got the deserving crowd reactions that at least made you believe he should be in
Right.
the top spot. Because he got the biggest, he's all going to go down as the biggest mixed reaction fucking superstar in history.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns has slowly fucking faded when it comes to everything.
Cheers
crowd
and boos.
reaction,
People
boos.
don't care.
No one gives 2 shits. The only reason anybody gave a shit about this was the great work of Daniel Bryan.
Oh,
That's
God.
it. That's it.
Excellent work.
Yeah, and that's just the way this match went. And it was a 20-minute long match. He looked completely gassed. And
He looked gassed after
Like
10
9
minutes.
minutes. Yeah, 9 minutes.
9
into it.
minutes, yeah.
and you know, it was just, oh man, it's just rough
It was ugly.
because you know, like, we touched on this too. We talked about how you know, obviously we're doing a wrestling show on the internet and on YouTube for all of you to view. How the internet has over the past many years
Ruined wrestling.
ruined wrestling because you know things as soon as they're going to happen and things are completely predictable. So the feel is, if this would have happened back in '98 and all this was happening and none of this, you couldn't find out this information on top, would it bother you that The Rock tried to put him over? Would it bother you that Austin, or Daniel Bryan, that made him look like he was a good worker? Maybe not as much. The fact the internet is a thing and you can voice your opinion and say whatever you want now, like literally people know, like that's the thing that WWE has to concept is wrestling fans aren't stupid, you know, and over the years the internet has made that a big deal. Obviously, you know, with NXT being a thing, it's WWE has created their own independent promotion to combat the Ring of Honors and the other indie
TNA.
promotions, the TNA, those guys of the world, to have the promotions that put on these great matches. And then you have, like, you know, J-Man, we said earlier, you have them bring up the Ascension, and the crowd cares none, like no fucks. They care not at all. And you know, you have 25% of the things that they do and they bring up, and then they
Adam
have,
Rose's, the Bo Dallases.
yeah, the Bo
all that
Dallases,
shit.
those guys that are like fall completely flat.
Yeah.
And then you have the Bray Wyatts and obviously the Rusevs that are actually getting that push forth, and the Dean Ambroses and the Rollins or whatever. But it's the biggest case in the history of wrestling to me that I can think of that a guy has literally been handed everything on a silver platter. He is their top guy, and even if you go back and watch the Colt Cabana podcast, even Punk says, you know what, we can't have 3 indie guys and we got to have one WWE guy who was born and bred, under the WWE name, so we can have, that guy be our guy. And everything that unfolded the last 2 or 3 years is exactly like they wanted it to be. And this is the guy, from the moment the Shield got popular, they wanted this guy to be their champion. When you have 2 guys like Rollins and Ambrose, who are absolutely...
indie guys.
Yeah, indie guys who are absolutely amazing for this business and can cut promos and can work, and they don't have to look the part. They don't have to look
but
like
they just do,
a Greek
too.
god
They
like
do.
they make Roman Reigns to be. They just want Roman Reigns. They want a guy. They don't want a roster of guys who created themselves. They want to create their own guys, and that's why they try to force feed a guy like Roman Reigns and give him the appreciation of a Daniel Bryan and shake his hand. You better be Brock Lesnar and get the crowd reaction from The Rock and all this. Who knows what's going to happen? This match could be a massacre. It could be an absolute massacre. It could be an absolute car wreck. And I am honestly not looking forward to another match more than this Brock Lesnar Roman Reigns match, just for the mere fact that I think it's going to be ridiculous. I think it's going to be either so appalling and so offensive to me as a wrestling fan that I'm going to just
I feel like our wrestling buttholes will be raped while we watch this.
it's going to be so offensive as me as a wrestling
true
fan,
wrestling fan,
to
right.
know that you have a guy like a Brock Lesnar who's there for a paycheck and just goes out there and just throws suplexes and punches, and you have another guy who does 4 moves.
Yeah.
Who carries who in this match? What's going to happen? And if anything is right here is happening, it's that I'm interested because I don't like what's happening.
Yeah.
Well, what
And
makes
that's
it worse is Brock Lesnar's probably going to be leaving, so we all know the outcome of this.
Yeah.
I got one more thing to add. Next weekend is my birthday, bitches.
Well, happy birthday to Roberto coming up.
Happy birthday, Brock Lesnar.
Laser. How are you feeling about it? Let's just do an impromptu interview.
Okay.
Do you want a pancake?
Get
No, I'm good.
Get a pancake.
No, I'm good.
How do you feel about facing the Juggernaut? Does he have any other nicknames? I don't really know.
Do you do what?
The Bullplexer, Roman Reigns. How do you feel about facing him at WrestleMania 31 in Santa Clara, California, at Levi Stadium, home of the San Francisco 49ers?
It's going to hurt.
It's gonna hurt.
Like our butts? It's gonna hurt our
Yeah.
butts probably.
It's going to be horrible.
It's gonna be really bad.
I
So
do 3 moves. He does 3 moves. So, suplex and Superman punches, and that's all you're going to see.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, get ready for 6 punches and some suplexes.
Yeah.
Levi Stadium, March 29th. First WrestleMania in March since WrestleMania 26. We found that out earlier this year. Probably. See it. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Just. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun for all the wrong reasons. But it's gonna be a hell of a lot of fun to see this fucking train wreck. I really. There's no other way. There's
Worst main event in WrestleMania history.
There's no way. There's no way this ends up the way that WWE wants it to end up. There's no... He comes out, it's a nice fucking good old matchup, and it's his fucking coming out party, and he gets the fucking victory and his first championship, and blah, blah, blah,
He
blah,
has
blah.
the title
He's the new
for
number 1
2
guy.
minutes.
And
that's all he's going to have the title
it's
for.
not
2 minutes.
working. And I don't know how you could just go blindly and just think that this is the right way to go. You're fucking oblivious, and it's the apparent wrong way to go. And, as Ryan said, it's absolutely right how they want to make their stars, and they want to say, this is our guy, and we pushed him to the blah, 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 blah. It's not organic. It's not fucking natural. It's obvious force-fed bullshit. And if that's the way you want to run your fucking company, good for you. The way we would run a fucking company is putting out there the people that the fucking fans want to see, whether they love them, whether they hate them, they're entertained by them. And judging by the crowd reactions as of late and over this past run that we've seen Roman Reigns, it's apparent nobody gives 2 shits about Roman Reigns. And if you think that crowd reaction is going to be in favor of anything you're wanting to get over at WrestleMania, you got another thing coming, because holy shit, that's going to be some fun shit to laugh at, because that's pretty much what we're going to be doing.
Can I mention that I ate a gigantic plate of spaghetti, and then I had 2 pancakes after.
So he's had probably about a total of 7 pancakes tonight. We did that whole gimmick. We didn't pull it off.
I thought that
flawlessly.
I was going to get 2 pancakes, and then I got 6.
You know me and Danny J ups it. You know, you
yeah.
remember the cinnamon challenge? I mean, shit. You remember that shit.
Dude, I legitimately
Guys,
felt sick
that's
for
what
a
we can
second
do during the
while
main
we were
event of
doing this.
WrestleMania. Have a food challenge.
We might.
And
Just
every-
do while we talk about the main
Yeah.
event, you know?
Have a food challenge. We're talking about the main event because it's
But-
gonna be. Yeah.
The setup is definitely in full effect for WrestleMania. We're getting already announced matches. They already announced the main event. They've already announced the Sting and Triple H match, and obviously a lot of things still in setup mode, but definitely in full force setup mode. So tomorrow's Raw, obviously always a good one after the February pay-per-view going into WrestleMania. And, you know, it's WrestleMania time. So, I mean, obviously we're there.
35 days.
Or it's, you know, it's definitely our time. It's always the time that, you know, all wrestling fans look forward to, which is WrestleMania, no matter what goes down. Because, you know, as anyone can say, whether, you know, you want to go out there and say, like, who's on the top of the bill, WrestleMania sells WrestleMania. It doesn't matter who the fuck's on top of the bill. WrestleMania definitely sells WrestleMania, and, you know, we'll be here in full effect for sure. So definitely the 5 weeks ahead. Could be some rocky points. Could be some very smooth, awesome points. But we're going to get through them all for sure. But
Kind of like you sounded like you were describing like a rape.
rocky and smooth. Some are smooth. Some they're like, yeah, that's cool. Some are like, don't do that anymore.
So Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar.
Oh, Jesus.
Consensual rape.
Consensual, yes. Smooth, soft, silky raping. That's how we do it, ladies and gentlemen.
We're terrible.
This is our wrap up, our WWE Fastlane 2015 review for my partner Roberto. Happy birthday next week, buddy. For our peanut gallery, I think my fiance is out. She's like, fuck this shit. Kristen, in full effect, always passionately behind the Pro Wrestling Pulse. She's one of the Pulse girls. We're the
And
Pulse
a
boys.
heel Sheamus return.
Pulse boys. She can't wait for that shit. She cannot wait for that Sheamus return. And yeah,
Pancake boy
our
over here.
pancake guy, our fucking, what are you, Kenny Omega? What the fuck are you doing?
I'm trying to be a Japanese girl.
Is it Kenny Omega?
Dude, I am so full.
I can only imagine. I wonder why.
My butthole right now.
Your
Whoa,
butthole in about
whoa.
30 minutes is going to be
My butthole.
sweltering. There's a word for you.
Yeah. Was it copious? Was that one of the words you used?
Copious amounts.
Copious amounts?
I always think that I use
Kofi? What?
dichotomy. I always thought
Dichotomy.
dichotomy was my word.
Dichotomy.
Remember you always pointed out, nice word there.
What was the word you used the one time to describe, like, nefarious?
No, that was you. That
Oh,
was,
I use
I always
nefarious.
make fun of you. He's like, yeah, just learned that in English class. We're back here at Ska. He's like, fuck, I've heard that word. I'm using the shit out of it.
Right.
Oh, good old Ska days.
We're hilarious.
Oh, we are. Oh.
Inside
fuck.
jokes.
Anyway, for Robert, for Ryan, I am J-Man, and thank you guys for watching another edition of Pro Wrestling Pulse, the Pulse, professional wrestling world.